think that's a little better so you can see better. Another thing I didn't mention is this is not level right now, which it doesn't really matter to me because I'm going to move it around. But when I want to let it sit and dry, I have drying racks behind me, and those are very level. And sometimes if I put it on there and it's a little off, I'll just put, put a paper towel or something underneath it, or a paint stick to level it. So right at this moment, it's not going to be important because I'm going to be moving it all around. When I set it to dry, it will be very important. So right now, I'm going to take the lids off of these because I want to pour quite a bit of paint out of them. And I think what I'm going to do is oops, we don't want these little pieces floating around in there. I got to get enough paint on the canvas to make it move if I want to do this all in one pour. Now, a lot of times in the past, I have not put enough on just so that I can keep adding more, which I may have to do that. We'll find out. Let's see, let's do blue here. I'm going to have the top of it a little lighter than the bottom. I'm going to keep the bottom a little darker, I think. We'll see. Maybe in the end I won't. I don't like to use a lot of colors. Sometimes, I guess I shouldn't have said it that way. I try to keep it to 3, but usually sometimes by the end I've added a lot more. But I always usually start off trying, especially with doing pouring, I'll try not to do a whole lot. Now, dirty pouring is a little bit different. Sometimes I'll add mini in that one. Okay. I'm getting quite a bit on here, so I think I'm going to start moving it. We're going to see what's going to happen here. Okay, so now I have it kind of covered, and so now I think I'll put the lid back on. And a lot of times what I do on these, can you see this? So I put the lid back on, but a lot of times what I do is I'll cut the tip of this off so I can get a lot more out. I'm glad today it's going to work pretty good just the way it is. So now I'm going to keep adding on some paints until I come up with something that I like. And we got a little ways yet to go before I like it. have to admit, I kind of like the way it poured over the edge here and the stuff that it landed on. Now another way to get another cool effect is to take a dryer or heat gun. Well, I may do that soon. Some of it's starting to bubble a little bit. It's kind of nice. But what I like the best is right in here. Can you see how that's pulling away kind of nicely? So now I'm going to put the lids on probably all of them now, and so I have a little bit of more control of how much is coming out. I'm trying to leave this side alone for right now and work on this side, but sometimes that's impossible. So we'll just hope that it kind of stays. I'd like you to see what's going on. I do a lot of twisting of it until I figure out where I want the paint. When something cool starts to happen, I'll stop. So right now, I'm still looking. Trying to find a nice composition before the end that I feel looks pleasing to the eye, not just a bunch of movement on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my dryer. I'm going to use the blow dryer. Sorry about that, I unplugged the blow dryer. Like my blow dryer is full of paint. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go back and forth between blow drying, putting the paint on until I end up with a composition that I like. And right now, I like it better right now than I did like it. So what I'll do is keep working on adding colors in different spots. But as you can see, the blow dryer had a whole nother effect. It moved some of it around, and then it made nice, just different effects on the painting. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. And you see here we got a little bubbling going on, and we still got this from the very beginning. So I'm going to stay away from this area down here because I still like that area. And over in here, I mean, I'm getting to the point where, you know, I'm feeling like it's getting close, but I'm close to finishing, you know, close to me liking it and calling it done. But I wasn't blow drying it to dry it in any way. I was blow drying it to move the paint. So it had a very, I don't know what you'd call it, kind of a natural, just a different effect on it. And as this dries, a lot of times, this white, you know what, let's see what happens if I hit it with a torch. Maybe it'll bubble up some. Maybe not. Sorry, let's take a minute here. I don't want it too hot. Sometimes it'll bubble more, other times it won't. I think my torch dripped on there a little bit. Some of the... Oh no, it's the paint. It's got to be a little faster. I'm smelling the fumes. I'm not getting too big of an effect right now. Sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. You got to keep it moving because you don't want to catch your canvas on fire. It's not creating that big of an effect. Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. So right now, I'm not too sure what else I want to do to this at this point. I want to let it set for a little bit while I think about it and see what happens, and then I'll go back into it.